What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, we're back. We're back. The Screen Kings are back. We're back, Christian.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with
Oh,
another review.
we're back, and I'm excited about this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, dude.
We're gonna get into some things today, but
We
first, we are mommy's little meatballs.
Oh yeah. Thank you for the shirt, Jeremy. If you
I am
guys don't know,
so
my birthday
excited.
was last week and he blessed me with this shirt. And if you watch Love Island, you know where this comes from.
Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited just about the shirts alone. I love this shirt, and it's already comfortable. Um,
So
I wore
comfortable.
it to work, and my manager was like, "Oh, mommy's little meatball," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Um,
No, they're
but
so cute. I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. I'm excited. All right. First thing we're gonna get into Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
That trailer, and like I sat next to Christian during the movie, so he heard me like that whole trailer. I'm like, "Oh, wow, 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 wow! It's Spider! It's da-da-da-da." I'm like
You were
freaking
so
out.
hyped, dude.
That was like the main reason I wanted to see this movie in IMAX. Even
Yeah.
before I knew before I wanted to see it in IMAX because it was filmed with IMAX cameras, and like seeing Galactus in IMAX was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but when I heard that they were showing the Avatar trailer before the movie, I knew we had to see it in IMAX. I was like, "There's no way I'm watching this on a regular screen, like for the first time. I can't do that
You
to
can't
myself
do it.
as like a cinema fan. I can't do that."
No.
The visuals, amazing as always, stunning as
Yeah.
always. My favorite visual that I saw so far, there's a scene where they're walking and there's a volcano in the background, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks absolutely insane. That volcano looks crazy already." I'm super excited. The trailer's online. It dropped today. Christian, what do you think of it?
You know what, dude? You mentioned the visuals. I think that's what you go for with James Cameron. I think you go for the visuals with these Avatar movies, and then the third act. I think James Cameron just has a way of doing a third act, whether it's Titanic or Avatar. He just has a way of building up to a monumentous third act. So I am super excited. I really like the dynamic in the trailer between like it looked like the fire chief and
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana's character, and they seemed almost
Mm-hmm.
adversarial. So I'm really excited to explore that.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, Thor, um, I'm just always excited to dive into the world of Avatar. I forgot what it's called. It's been a while since I've seen the second one.
So there's Avatar, and then there's Avatar: The Way of Water,
Well,
and
Pan Am,
then
is that the name of the
oh,
place?
no, it's called Pandora.
Pandora. Okay,
Pandora.
I'm
Pan
always
Am is
excited to
Hunger
go.
Games. Pan
Yes,
Am is Hunger
I'm
Games.
getting
Yeah.
my movies confused. Getting my
No,
movies
so
confused.
Avatar: Fire and Ash comes out around Christmas. Super excited.
Yeah.
But that's not the movie we're talking about today. Christian, why don't you tell us what movie we're talking about today?
No, no, we are talking about another film, another franchise film. Guys, we're going to be talking today in a spoilery fashion. Just want to alert you guys, this will be a spoiler review slash discussion. We're reviewing it a little later than normal because it gives everyone the weekend to watch the film, to take a look if you want to see it. But we'll let you guys know it will be spoilers, heavy spoilers. We're going to go into deep detail. So if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you click off and come back when you've seen it. And if you don't care about spoilers, well, welcome. We're going to give you our thoughts in a spoilery fashion on the new Marvel film, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Just to orient you guys a little bit onto what this film is about, I'm going to share with you guys what Rotten Tomatoes says about the plot synopsis. It says, set against the vibrant backdrop of the 1960s inspired retro futuristic world, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Step introduces Marvel's first family, Reed Richards, played by Pedro Pascal, Sue Storm, or the Invisible Woman, played by Vanessa Kirby, Johnny Storm playing the Human Torch, or Joseph Quinn playing the Human Torch, and then Ben Grimm slash The Thing, played by Eben Moss Baccarat. If I messed that up, I am so sorry. As they face their most daunting challenge yet, forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus, played by Rafe Ensign, and his herald, the Silver Surfer, played by Julia Gardner. And if Galactus' plan to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. All right. So, Jeremy, I'm going to toss it to you. What did you think of Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four?
Well, I think first of all, I'm not the first person that should talk about this.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like there's someone better that should be talking about this. And I would like to introduce you guys to someone new in my life. So I'd like to introduce you guys to my son.
Oh,
Meet
my gosh.
Herbie. Meet
Hello,
Herbie.
Kirby.
Herbie is my new son. He is an absolute joy, a bundle of joy. And you know, watching the movie while holding Herbie was an absolute experience. I'll tell you what. I was like, "Oh, that's your cousin. That's your cousin." Like every time Herbie was on the screen, I would look down and I'm like, "That's your cousin. Say hi to your cousin." It was
Yeah.
like a family reunion.
That thing is
My
massive,
thoughts
dude.
on this film. That thing is massive. Okay, so like height wise, this thing is like
Yeah.
a small child.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, I
kind of
remember sitting
insane.
next to you and you had it in the chair.
Yeah, and
It
it
was
looked
like a
like a
child,
small
dude.
child. um, so I bought it. I was super excited. This was the one I wanted. I think there were two. There was a Galactus head and this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going for Herbie. Galactus is going to be sold out. I already know. And I don't need that big of a popcorn bucket.
Which was weird because they only had like 10 Galactus ones, you
So
said,
I was
at the
listening to the
theater?
customer next to me. He was trying to get Galactus, and the guy was like, no, we're sold out. Apparently, they only sent 12 to the theater.
Jeez.
12
That's crazy.
of one of their most popular buckets. So, of course, it's sold out. But Herbie was still there. I was super grateful for that. Um, and I honestly, now that I'm talking about the movie, I think Herbie was a highlight. That's all I'm gonna say. But I really enjoyed this movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it twice now. Today's Monday. We're filming this on Monday. I
Yeah.
saw it Thursday and I saw it Saturday. I took some of the little bros. We went to the movies. And they had a time.
Yeah.
They had a time. We were literally I was watching it like it was my first time. I was freaking out with them. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, look at that." I'm like, "Look at Galactus." Like,
Yeah.
bro, the size cuz we went in IMAX as well, and I was like, the size of Galactus in IMAX, I just can't picture how he would look on a regular screen, you know? Like I
Yeah.
feel like it wouldn't do it justice. Um but in
Yeah.
regards to the movie, I love this movie. I think it's my favorite Marvel movie this year. Um yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I would say in a while, you know, because
Okay.
Thunderbolts was great. Don't get me wrong. Thunderbolts was really great. But I feel like for me, Fantastic Four has more rewatchability, you
Interesting.
know? And I think for me also, I'm a sucker for like a 60s vibes type of movie. Like I think I was one of two people that enjoyed Don't Worry Darling just based off the aesthetic
Oh,
of
yeah.
the 60s
That
and
was
you know
disappointing.
that no, it was disappointing, but I enjoyed the aesthetic of it, like the
Yeah.
visuals, the old time cars. Um so this movie was like right up my alley. I think casting did great. A standout for me, I would have to say Vanessa Kirby
For sure.
as Invisible Woman and um, Julia Garner as Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Um, so before we went to the movie, I was texting the little bros. I'm like, "Yo," I just send a text. I'm like, "I herald your beginning," and or I said, "I herald his beginning." That's the line. And one of them didn't know what to say, so he's like, "I herald your middle." And then I'm like, "I herald Galactus," and he's like, "I herald Spider Man." I'm like, this is not how it goes
You're
whatsoever.
not in the loop, bro.
You're not in the loop. That's okay. You're in it now, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say casting really great job. You know, there was not any person that I felt like was weak in the cast. You
Yeah.
know, Joseph Quinn did great as Johnny.
Absolutely.
Pedro did great as Reed. Um, Ebon, I think that's how you say it, Ebon did
Yeah,
great as
Iban.
yeah,
Baccarat.
Ebon did great. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ebon did great as the Thing. You know, everybody was a standout. The voice of Galactus gave me chills. I mean,
perfect casting, dude.
perfect casting. Hearing that in on those loudspeakers, I almost wanted to stand up and salute. Like I was like,
It
"Yes,
was
sir."
so menacing and
It
so
was.
godlike. Like it was
Yeah.
coming from the earth, like not from the earth. It was coming from the heavens almost.
Yeah. It was insane. And even she was in it briefly, but Natasha Lyonne as the love interest for Ben.
Oh yeah,
She's in it briefly, but I thought she did well with her scenes because she's in I think a couple episodes of What If, and I thought that's the character she was going to play, and that character was really annoying. And I was
yeah.
like, if she's playing this character, they lost me. But she wasn't.
Thank goodness, right?
Thank goodness because they interviewed her and they were like, "So how does it feel to be back in the Marvel universe?" And she's like, "Back? I haven't been in the Marvel universe." And they're like, "Well, what about What If?" She's like, "What? Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it feels good to be back." Like she did not care about that role.
Completely forgot.
Completely forgot. So I really enjoyed this movie. I think
Yeah,
as of right now, it's top 5 for this year.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure,
I'm
dude.
super like I'm super hyped to like just think about it over and over again because it's really that good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, since we're doing show and tell, I guess I'll show this little beauty here. This is our
Yay!
Silver Surfer.
She was kind of bad in the movie. I don't know.
You know,
She
dude,
kind of had me a little bit.
she so this actress, Julia Garner, was in Ozark,
Hmm.
which I love that show. Wasn't really vibing with like romantically, if you will, with her. But
Hmm.
here, I don't know, there was something about her in this film. I
There
agree
was
with you, dude.
something.
There was something
Yeah,
like drawing you.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, I think I pretty much agree with everything you said. I I'll say it. I love this movie. I think
Hmm.
the more that I think about it and the more that it sits with me, I
Hmm.
appreciate more and more of what it does. It's has its issues, but Marvel really put their best foot forward and it really seemed like they took the time to create this project. I loved all the casting. I was really concerned about Pedro at first
Oh, I was
because
too.
I
Yeah.
was just like, he's kind of overexposed. He's a great actor, but I don't know if I see him as Reed Richards. I saw more of an Adam Driver. So I was a bit concerned, but man, he does read justice. He almost
Mhm.
has a little bit, at least I was picking up, he almost comes across a little autistic,
A little bit.
but
Yeah.
it works for the character. And it's not like Reed is not only is he a smart guy, but there's a lot of pressure on him, and Pedro really conveys that. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure on him to, because of his knowledge, he feels responsible for his family and for the world.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said. Vanessa Kirby is absolutely a standout. She really
Mhm.
gives you that mother bear energy, and she
Yeah.
will do everything she can to protect her family and especially her child, Franklin, in
Franklin.
this film. Um, Visuals are incredible. Some of my favorite sequences are in space when they're trying to get away
Yeah.
from Galactus and the Silver Surfer when they're just in that chase scene is probably my
Yeah.
favorite part of the film. This film from the start right up until they get back from visiting Galactus, so I'd probably say
Yeah.
somewhere from the beginning of the first act to beginning of second, middle of second act is like
Yeah.
perfection. I was
Yeah.
locked in. I think the second half of the second act drops a little bit, but then the third act
Mhm.
kicks in
It
and it
picks
really
up.
gets going again. So yeah, I agree with everything you said, man. This is a great Marvel movie. It's my favorite Marvel movie this year so far.
Yeah.
Top 5 film of the year so far, and I haven't really thought about it too much as far as how this compares to other Marvel films, but it's definitely top 20 Marvel films, I would say.
Yeah.
I
Do you
just
wanna know
love the
my
retro
favorite
stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you wanna know my favorite shot in the whole movie?
What's that?
It's crazy. It's when Johnny is chasing Silver Surfer and they end up in space and he's hanging on to her surfboard. His fire's gone
Yeah.
and she looks down on him and it's like literally he can see himself in her face and you can
Yes.
see planet Earth behind him. Oh my goodness.
It was
My
beautiful.
my jaw was dropped. I was like, this is insane.
You will hear, guys, you will hear people compare it to Interstellar,
Hmm.
and there's definitely some similarities. I mean, there's some very beautiful space scenes, and that is one of them when he chases her
Yeah. Oh
on the
my
surfboard,
goodness.
and even she looked really good. Like the CGI in her was
Yeah.
was really good, and the board. I mean, she gave an excellent performance, and I like how in this they very slightly explore her backstory. That's one
Yes.
of my major complaints. I wish we actually had more time with this movie. I wish it was like
Yeah.
15 minutes longer, but they explore some of her backstory and how she came to be the Herald of Galactus.
Yeah.
And I really just appreciated that kind of backstory that we got with her.
Yeah. One of the kids, they showed the backstory, and one of the kids was like, "So is she the little girl?" I'm like, "No, she's literally the woman being abducted into space
Yeah,
and turning silver." That's
yeah,
literally they literally show her turning silver, and he's like, "Is she the little girl?" I'm like, "No,
no,
that's not correct." But I will say, biggest shock of this movie, that post credit scene. Oh my goodness,
dude, yeah, I was not expecting that.
dude. When so basically, Sue's looking for Franklin's favorite book, and she comes around the corner and she senses something there. She puts up her power, and I'm thinking he's like getting his power like a Jack Jack type of vibe. He's like flying, or he's like doing something crazy. I'm like, yo, what is Franklin doing? And then you turn around the fireplace. I love that they take a while to turn around the fireplace.
Oh yeah,
You turn around the fireplace, and he is holding Doctor Doom's mask, and you see the cloak, and then it just cuts off, and I'm like, oh, that was perfection. That's how you do a post credit scene. Oh
yeah.
my
It
goodness.
was. It got the. I mean, you were there. It got the theater roaring with
Roaring. Yeah.
excitement, and they didn't show too much. I imagine. I don't think they actually got RDJ to do that part just because it would
No,
cost so much money.
it would have
But
cost
just
millions.
seeing what's coming next and how
Mhm.
Franklin, or excuse me, how Doctor Doom is interested in Franklin was.
Yeah.
It tells us a lot, I think, about Doomsday, which is coming up, I
Yeah.
believe, next year.
So, I think Marvel did good putting this one out last because we do have a break from Marvel.
Yeah,
Our next Marvel movie is next July, Spider-Man Brand New Day,
yeah.
and then December is Doomsday.
Yeah, I think it's a nice palate cleanser because I mean
Mhm.
Thunderbolts was really good. I really
Thunderbolts was
enjoyed it.
great. Yeah.
Captain America was garbage,
They
but
should have saved that for March. Putting that out in Black History Month was disrespectful.
I feel like they should have just scrapped it, honestly. I didn't
It should have
really
been a
see
Disney
the
Plus
need.
show. It should
Yeah,
have been a Disney Plus show.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. But this film, man, I was my expectations weren't low, but they were kind of middling. And everything just exceeded my expectation. The chemistry between the
Mhm.
cast, and I really appreciated with the Thing, Ben Grimm's character, because when
Yeah.
we jump into this story, it's kind of like Superman. They've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years.
Yeah.
Superman was Superman for 3 years, but what this film does better than Superman is it actually gives us a moment to breathe and get to know these versions of the characters. Where I feel like
Mhm.
Superman didn't do that. You're just kind of plopped in and
Yeah.
going. They give you a little bit more, and I like how with Ben Grimm because in past iterations he's kind of angry about what's happened to him, which makes sense. But I was
Yeah.
kind of tired of seeing that.
I
So I'm
was.
glad here he's still wrestling with it. You know, they still kind of hint to the idea that he's having a hard time fitting in, especially when he looks on TV and sees his old self and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But here he more serves as like the anchor or literally the rock for
The
Reed
Rock.
Richards and the whole team, kind of their
Mhm.
rock, and the conversations he has with Reed and just tries to support him was just like chef's kiss. Like you could see there was like a friendship of
Yeah.
years there and how they know each other so well. And his performance was very subtle. And hats off to the actor Ebon because even under all the CGI rock, he has like very subtle expressions that really are conveyed through. And I don't know if that's
Mhm.
him or the CGI or both, but
Yeah.
he was really good here.
Yeah, and I also loved that, unlike the original ones, Johnny's not like this just dumb, like, supposed to be attractive guy. Like
Yeah.
he's smart. Like he
Yeah.
literally figures out a whole language within a span of like 2 days, something like that. Two, three
Yeah.
days. He's very smart. And I love that because I'm like, it gives so much more depth to the character.
Yeah.
You know, like I absolutely love Johnny in this movie. Um,
Johnny's great, yeah. I
yeah,
like I agree with you because in past iterations like the Chris Evans, they overdo the playboyness, so he's almost like
yeah,
a caricature of what a playboy you would think looks like, but here it's much
yep.
more subtle with
Hmm.
Joseph Quinn, and they kinda highlight that he is an astronaut too.
He
He is a
is. He
smart
wants to
guy.
go back to space. He's one
Yeah.
of the only ones that want to go back to space.
Yeah, he's an astronaut, he loves space, and he's pushing Reed to have them go back, and you know, they give him his whole side plot where he's starting to figure out things on his own because Reed is so caught up in other things. They
Yeah.
let the Human Torch, Joseph Quinn's character, have his own side thing where he's trying to figure out the language of the Silver Surfer, and it gives just
Hmm.
him a little bit more characterization outside of he's just the womanizer.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the depth that they added to these characters. You know, um, even like even Galactus. Like this
Bro,
man, not even a man. This guy, I love that he's like, listen, I don't have to destroy your Earth. Like there are plenty of other planets. Just give me your child so he can take my place and we're good. And they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. But like one thing that I like, so I'm gonna be real. If I'm Sue Storm
yeah.
and Reed gets up in this press conference and tells the whole world, "Yeah, you know, we didn't stop him. It's because he asked for a child. I'm turning invisible and slapping you right there. Like I'm whooping you. Why would you tell the whole world that? Now the whole world wants us to give up our child. Like you didn't have to say
I
that.
was questioning that too. I was
You did
questioning
not have to say that.
No, I was questioning. I had two thoughts on it. It was one because they established at the beginning that there's such a camaraderie and trust between the people in the Fantastic Four that
Hmm.
maybe he just felt like he could be honest with them and they wouldn't take it a certain way,
Yeah,
or maybe it leaned into that. Maybe he's a little autistic and didn't
yeah,
know like the ramifications of communicating like that.
yeah,
I don't know, but it did bother me at first too, until I started to rationalize it in my head. It
yeah.
almost
I was
seemed like a
like,
plot device.
yeah. I
So
was like, you didn't have to tell the world that they
yeah.
would have been safe if you just gave up your child, you know? So that was my only thing. I was like, okay, you know, that didn't have to happen, but cool. I mean, it worked
Yeah.
out.
Well,
I
you mentioned Galactus, and for those of you guys that like Robert Edgar's films, this actor was in The Witcher and Nosferatu. His name is Rafe Ineson, and he does the mocap and voice for the character, and his voice is just perfect.
perfect.
And the way they capture Galactus and his magnitude and size, he's completely comic book accurate and look and what he's doing.
Oh, it's
He's
insane.
very menacing and pretty intimidating. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also the music for this film is so catchy. Like
Yeah.
I catch myself in the car, Fantastic
Like,
Four,
whoa.
or they put Herbie's Lullaby on streaming,
Mhm.
and he's straight up like Franklin, 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 and like it would not get out of my head, and it still hasn't. So the music, I give hats off to the composer because they did their big
Yeah.
one.
He did the Incredibles music too, funny enough, and
Yeah,
there's
which
a
is
lot of similarities.
crazy. They're a
Yeah.
lot similar. Disney actually tweeted a picture of the Incredibles, and they're like, "We think this family's pretty fantastic," and I'm like, "All right, you're not gonna get more streaming on Disney Plus. Calm down, calm
Yeah.
down."
Well, if I may mention one more thing about Pedro too, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a scene at the end here when Vanessa Kirby's character Sue Storm passes away, and
Oh,
Pedro's trying to revive her. There's so much emotion, raw emotion
and
in Pedro's performance that it felt so real. And I was
real.
just like, Pedro is like eating this up. Like he
Yeah,
really dialed it up.
I was like, "Oh, they're really killing off Invisible Woman." Like it felt real.
Yeah.
The and then like, but like I was yelling, not yelling, but Christian was sitting next to me, and I'm like, "Oh, get up,
Yeah.
you ain't dead." But like when I took the kids on Saturday, they're like, "Is she actually dead?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for this movie, she's dead." And they're like, "No," they like really believed me. I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah.
guys, she's like gone. This is sad." and then they're
Yeah.
just sitting there with their jaws dropped, and they hold it for a while. Like you think she's dead. Like I'm like, yo, they're just continuing with this because I couldn't remember if she was on a doomsday list. So I'm like, oh, I guess she just actually dies. Cool. Um, and then Franklin the goat brings his mother back to life.
Yeah.
And another complaint I had really quick, the fact that that baby was supposed to be like a year. That baby looked 2.5, close to 3.
Yeah.
That was a big baby. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that's a bigums.
Yeah, no, you're right. He was big, and some of the CGI on the baby was a little weird and wonky, especially when he
It
was
was.
born. But yeah, this movie is definitely not perfect. Even though I love it, it has its problems. Like there's a little bit of a pacing issue, I think, in the second act.
I agree.
And then one of my biggest complaints would be that I feel like the characters don't use their powers enough, especially like Reed Richards.
Oh my goodness, yeah,
And I just really wish in the third act they had extended that and just used their powers more because it almost became like at one point it was just Sue Storm kind of
yeah.
manhandling Galactus and the rest were
Manhandling
trying to
Galactus.
save
I do
Franklin. So
love
I
the
wish they kind of
scene.
worked together more.
Yeah, I do love the scene of where Galactus stretches him, and he's like yelling out in pain. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah, it
that
was
that
pretty
looks so
intense.
painful, and he's flexible. Like
Yeah.
you know, it hurts
Yeah.
if that hurt. Like yeah,
Yeah, I wanted him to like get really stretchy, like wrap himself around the Galactus's legs maybe to try to trip him or
yeah,
do just a little bit more, but I know it's so hard in live action, but
yeah,
hopefully they do a little bit more of that where he just is like all over the place with the
yeah.
stretchiness.
Hmm.
So so yeah, so Jeremy, what are your final thoughts on Fantastic Four and then what would you rate this film?
My final thoughts on this film is that it is a great film. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
talking about it for a while. I really enjoyed it. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the casting, the music. Like it's really Marvel's back. I'll say that.
Mhm.
Like between Thunderbolts and this, Marvel's back.
Yeah.
And if I had to give it a rating, I would give it a probably 8.59.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. I think this is one of Marvel's better pictures, and it's good that this is the start of Phase 6 because we kind of get a fresh start going into the new stuff. But I love this film. I love the retro aesthetic. I love the music, the acting, the chemistry. The film really focuses less on the superhero stuff, and it feels more like a sci-fi adventure and almost like a family drama as well, too. Like it really focuses on these characters and their bond and their connection. There's so much chemistry between all of them that you really feel like they've been a family for years. And you're just gripped from the beginning. They give you a montage, and it kind of just takes you along this journey, and it's a journey that I wish was longer because I really wanted to spend
Hmm.
more time and see a little bit more. I think the casting was great, performances were great, CGI was great. Would have liked a little bit better pacing in the second act, and of course, a little bit more superhero action, especially from those that don't get used as much. But
Hmm.
overall, I really enjoyed this film. The bar is set low, but this is by far the best Fantastic Four film that we've seen,
Hmm.
and I'm super excited for a sequel with this team. It did feel like old Marvel where we're coming into something and getting something great,
Yep.
and that's what we got here. So I would give the MCU's Fantastic Four a 9 out of 10.
Mm, I agree. I agree. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We are super excited that you decided to spend some time with us, just a little bit to talk movies. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and share the video. And we will talk to y'all soon. Next up, we have a video on a movie called Together, a new horror
Hmm.
film coming out. Super excited for this one.
Oh
So we'll
yeah.
catch y'all next time. Peace.